Dominique Wilkins used basketball to free his family from poverty.
He used to play for $20 a game to buy food.
And became the NBA's human highlight film, Beyond the Glory, next on Fox Sports Net.
Before Kobe, or Vinsanity, KG, or even MJ, there was Dominique.
Puts it over to Dominique. Score! Here's Meek.
I didn't like the name Dominique growing up, but I kind of like it now.
He was the man of the house by the age of 12.
I didn't have much of a childhood, and neither did he.
A bona fide basketball star by 16.
We just heard that he could dunk.
I mean, he could spit in the rim.
The hype, the fame, the glory.
The women.
We would always joke with him, if you ever gotten in the rest, God only know what you could accomplish on the court.
Dominique Wilkins out of nowhere.
When he found love, his life turned upside down.
She had threatened my life, and I was afraid to do anything.
I never thought I would be up here in a courtroom with him.
It got blown way out of proportion.
They didn't need to make up stories because it was all true.
In the midst of this civil war, he was sent into exile.
He said somebody hugged me. He was devastated.
That's what killed him.
The only thing I regret is not winning the championship. That's the only thing.
The bizarre odyssey of a true slam dunk artist.
Dominique!
This is Dominique Wilkins.
The human highlights film.
Beyond the Glory.
Absolutely outstanding. Unbelievable. They're concluding that he's done on baseball.
Do you have anything to say to your fans?
The Hawks are going to need a first by Dominique Wilkins.
Boston Garden, May 1988.
Bird is 7 of 8 from the field. Wilkins is 4 of 6. Wilkins ties it for Atlanta. What a game!
It was standing room only, and it was hot. You can feel the heat from the people in the stands.
Bird cuts free, left hands it for the field goal. Just listen to this crowd.
It was a sweat box, and they just kept turning the heat up, play after play.
It's a duel. Bird versus Wilkins.
Game 7.
Wilkins responds.
Do or die.
This is a type of game of who's going to blink first.
Those two guys was like literally just going after each other.
The consummate showman versus the quintessential team player.
The duel continues. Wilkins. Now he goes into double team. 42 for Wilkins, 30 for Bird.
Dominique would take the one-on-one battle.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Larry Legend would win the war.
Oh, if you're an Atlanta Hawk fan, it must be hanging and you're watching in your living room right now. The Boston Celtics win this series.
We had a great opportunity to win. But unfortunately, it didn't happen.
The defeat would define his game, perhaps unfairly, for the rest of his career.
I wish more people in the coaching profession could have gotten to know what he's really about.
You know, his reputation of not being a defender, or not being a rebounder, or not being a team guy. I mean, to me, that was completely ludicrous. To me, he was a winner.
His quest for a title would consume him and lead him home to the City of Lights.
The wild finish at the buzzer. Panathinaikos are the European club champion, and we have Bedlam here in Paris.
It's kind of bittersweet. Yeah, he won the championship, but it wasn't the NBA championship, and that's what his real heart's desire is.
The superstar simply known as Dominique got his famous name in Paris, France.
I was actually born in Paris. Outside of Paris, called Sorbonne, a military base.
Nurse came and said, look at little Dominic, isn't he cute? I said, who?
Gertrude Wilkins kept the name for her oldest boy. She would have her hands full.
My mom basically raised 8 kids by herself.
Dominique's father, John, was a military man and a playboy.
My father loves the women, and he ran a lot.
Whenever he did see the kids, he showed them a lot of love.
The Wilkins family returned to the States and settled in Baltimore. By the time Dominique was 12, his father had abandoned the family in the projects known as O'Donnell Heights.
During the time I lived in Baltimore, it had the highest crime rate in America. I mean, it was tough.
His name didn't help.
Boys used to call him a sissy because they thought, well, what kind of name is that? Sounds like a girl's name.
Dominique became the man of the house.
When I was a baby, I was really sick. I had epilepsy. And I can remember Dominique taking care of me.
If the younger kids got out of hand, believe me, he gave them a good whipping.
He had to do what he had to do. You know, nothing outrageous or, over the top, but he did what he had to do to make sure that we survived.
The lanky kid with the girlish name quickly discovered the best way to stay alive in Baltimore.
He used to go out and play basketball for $20 a game and brought the money home to buy food.
On these courts, a showman was born.
One day I was out there with some older guys. He said, young fella, if you dunk on this goal, we'll give you $20. Had about 3 or 4 dribbles, went up, kept going. Nobody said it was just quiet. And I kindly walked up and said, can I have my $20?
But courtside gambling can't feed a family, and Baltimore seemed more dangerous by the day.
I'm looking out the window, this guy's robbing this old lady. So I said, I gotta get out of this city. This city is too crazy.
In the summer of '76, 16-year-old Dominique visited his grandmother in Little Washington, North Carolina, a tiny harbor town along Tobacco Road. He never went back to Baltimore.
He was coming up the street, and it was like a movie, like he was walking in slow motion, real tall, skinny, didn't look like nothing but bone.
The high school coach there saw me play on the playground. He asked me, what can we do to get you to come and play ball here?
That winter, Gertrude moved the rest of the family south. The Washington Pampacks, named after the Pamlico River, began one of the most celebrated runs in the history of high school basketball.
My first year, we won our first 28 games. We lost in the semifinal to go to state.
It would be his only loss in 3 seasons.
From 77 to 79, we had the longest winning streak in the nation, 56 consecutive games.
I think they had us number 6 in the nation. I would have gave anything to play 1 through 5.
Our fans in Washington followed us to every game.
Everybody was there before it started just to watch the warm-up.
We do the Harlem Globetrotter things all behind our backs and heads.
He had taken up the game to survive. His talent would make him a star.
He didn't look at the coach, he didn't look at the players. He just wanted to please the crowd.
He had flirted with perfection to begin his basketball life. But glory is fleeting.
You see your knees swell up in seconds. I thought that my career was over.
Family is forever.
He found him living at a shelter. And I said, you got to bring him here.